Someone just talked to Monica Long, and there's a great new clip above that you need to watch. I also got some more information from Monica Long, who is the head of Ripple. You need to listen to what she has to say. Let's play this video now. This year it seems like everything is going to break loose. In the last week or two, SAB 121 has been called back or rolled back, and it seems like just minutes ago, CEOs of companies like Bank of America said, "We're all in." These are companies that we worked with early on when we were making the messaging software-only payment solution. I love it when people say you know Ripple. Few people have said that Ripple and Bank of America work together. It's all of those things. The head of Ripple has now come out and said, hey, we've been working with Bank of America the whole time. There are patents with XPRP on them that we have with Bank of America. It is real. Bank of America wants to use Ripple. I bet that Bank of America doesn't just use Ripple for their cross-border answer, they also look at ways to tokenize value and bring it on-chain with Ripple custody, right? And letting Bank of America offer custody services to their clients through Ripple custody. We've worked with these kinds of banks for a long time, and the lack of clarity, and I think even animosity toward using these assets and technologies is not okay. We would say that is not the best way to handle it because it is dangerous. But if I look ahead, I would say yes, it looks like much will change this year. I could also say that since November, when the US election happened, we've been talking to banks about becoming reserve banks or transaction banks for the stable coin or our payments business. These talks are still going on. The message and tone changed all of a sudden. It looked like it happened quickly. You should know what Ripple was up to when they met with their banks and partners. A lot of them were putting it off until regulations were clearer. The officials gave them the clarity they needed. They are now waiting for Congress to make things clear about rules in the United States. I think banks will really wait for that to happen before they start to offer crypto security. I bet they wait for rules to be made. It's just how I personally feel. I don't know for sure, but it makes sense. If you're a bank or other financial institution, the last thing you want to do is spend millions of dollars on infrastructure and build it into your bank, only to have regulations come along and make what you spent millions of dollars on maybe not work, right? There may be some things in the rule that your bank didn't expect to be there. The bank might not be able to give their people access to crypto. That's the reason I believe banks will wait. This is Monica Long talking about the purchase of the secret road. I think I've played this clip before, but it's really good. It fits into a bigger plan that Ripple is working on right now. I want to play. Important. Yes, you also spent money and talked about Hidden Road. The video isn't very good. Sorry, but let's just get this over with. Before, I think you spent $1.25 billion on the purchase. Yes. Has that made you think that Ripple will be more interested from now on? Yes. Okay. That means there will be more mergers and acquisitions. Yes. There will definitely be more and more exciting things. This is really important. I believe $1.25 billion makes it one of the biggest in the history of crypto. As a crypto company, we are the only ones who own a prime dealer that is not a bank. Yes, and yes, the hidden road is that I'm really excited about having a close partnership between our company, which works with hundreds of the world's largest banks and financial institutions and theirs. Our role would be to provide more blockchain technology infrastructure, and for them, it would mean getting more risk capital through our balance sheet so they can also grow their business exponentially. Wow. I think I got that part before, but I have to ask you again, maybe not in. Because Ripple is so liquid and has other assets, the prime broker Hidden Road can actually take on more, process more, and get more users, which is pretty amazing. Hidden Road is already starting to grow in the UAE and other places around the world. Imagine where Ripple will be in 6, 12, or 18 months. To really take this to the next level, more companies could be bought out or joined. The market is good right now, but I need to ask you about an IPO sometime. Brad has told me before that we can start thinking about an IPO once the SEC problems are resolved. Is there going to be an IPO for a report soon? We have a lot of cash on hand right now. We really do have billions of dollars in cash on hand. Things are going really well for us. As you put it, we're in an acquisitive state. We are only really interested in building the business right now. Yes, they have no plans to go public, especially since the market isn't sure if it will go up or down. The US economy and the economy around the world are going through a lot of interesting things right now that don't interest Ripple. They can also do more as a private business than as a public one. I think they get that. And I really don't think you'll see it anytime soon. You also know a bit about Monica Long. Guys, if you want to read all about her, I'll just put this in the text. I think she would be a great president of Ripple because her life is so interesting. In case you want to go look at this, I will put this in the description. But I also have this clip from Monica Long that shows how Ripple will connect banks to the XPRP ledger. It's possible that banks and other existing systems will connect straight to the blockchain. There needs to be some connecting tissue there. That's what we offer. So what does it mean to have infrastructure? It includes things like changing cash currency, money used in the real world, into digital asset currency. Those are the on-ramps. These are called off-ramps. SafeCare. It gives steady coins and even services that allow institutions to tokenize assets. In other words, it gives them the base of services they need. Also, the company was founded by 3 workers who made the XPerp ledger that we were talking about. Because of this, we've always believed in creating use cases that would take advantage of the efficiency of the XPerp ledger. In this case, the set of services I'm talking about and the ways that banks would use them would probably be on this record. I have a question for you. Cross-border payments were the first thing Ripple did. They pretty much just went in and mastered that area. Then they moved on to digital money issued by the central bank. They went in and learned how to use that equipment. They switched to stable coins. They moved into the prime market. What's the next area? Okay, take custody. Okay, now you have this prime dealer. What is the next place Ripple is going to go in and use surgery to make technology that will be used on a large scale to connect the DeFi area to the CeFi area? I'd really like to know more about how you think. Tell me in the comments. Also, please hit like if you made it this far. It does make the station better. We are on our way to getting 100,000 members. Thanks for all your help. This is another video from Ripple for Monica Long that talks about Rollist. Let's play this now. A lot of people buy US dollar fixed coins. The market value of all steady coins today is about $160 billion. It is thought that this market will hit $3 trillion in the next 4 to 5 years. The reason for this is several. One is the simple need to hold US dollars and the ease with which they can be accessed in many places around the world. 2. To make payments. Our clients are different kinds of financial companies that want to use blockchain to make global payments faster and more stable using the US dollar. A great many people ask me to ask this. When do you plan to make it public? You can look forward to seeing more as we work on it. Then we have Monica Long at the last 12 meetings saying that 2024 will be the biggest year for institutional adoption. I believe that's what the crypto market is starting to see a lot of right now. Institutions have been the ones to carry Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other investments along the way. The XPerp ETF and spot market goods will be very interesting when they come out, because they will make it possible to invest money in them. This will allow more SCRP to be bought off the open market and held in reserve to support the ETF. Not so that XPerp will be floating around in the amount that is being used, it will be kept in cold wallets. Because of this, we want institutions like BlackRock and Charles Schwab to get involved with XRP. This will greatly lower the amount of XRP that is in circulation. Let's play this now. We in the business world think that 2024 was the most important year for institutional usage of digital assets and blockchain to date.